The phone buzzed at 2:17 a.m., a single message lighting the dark bedroom. Your wife is not at her father's bedside. She's in room 412, Ocean Breeze Resort, with someone who just paid for champagne. My stomach lurched like I'd been punched. I stared at the unknown number, thumb hovering, until the screen dimmed and the room swallowed me again. I'd kissed Sarah goodbye 12 hours earlier. She'd stood in our kitchen doorway, eyes puffy from crying, suitcase handle clutched like a lifeline. Dad's kidneys are failing, she'd whispered, voice cracking. The doctor says days, maybe a week. I'd cupped her face, felt the damp warmth of her tears on my palms, and promised to hold everything together. Our daughter Lily's school play, the leaking faucet, the mortgage. Go, I'd said. Be with him. I've got us. She'd nodded, pressed her forehead to mine, then left in the grey dawn. Now the house felt too quiet, the silence pressing against my eardrums. I sat on the edge of the bed, phone glowing again as I opened the message. A photo attachment loaded slowly. Sarah, barefoot on a balcony, laughing, hair wild in the wind, a man's arm looped around her waist. The timestamp read yesterday, 6:03 p.m. 6 hours after she'd supposedly landed in Seattle to sit vigil at her dying father's hospital bed. My first instinct was denial. Photoshop. Catfish. Some sick prank. I called her. Straight to voicemail, her recorded voice cheerful, oblivious. Hey, it's Sarah. Leave a message. I hung up, heart hammering. I dialed her dad's landline in Tacoma. It rang 4 times before a groggy voice answered. Hello, Mr. Langford? It's Mike. My throat felt lined with sand. Is Sarah there? A pause. Sarah? No, son. Haven't seen her in months. Why would she? He stopped, confusion thickening his words. Everything okay? I mumbled something about a mix-up and ended the call. The room tilted. Months. Not days. Months. I opened my laptop, fingers trembling over the keys. Credit card login. There it was, a charge from Ocean Breeze Resort. 2 nights, deluxe ocean view suite, $1,240. Another for a couple's massage. A third for the champagne. All dated the day she left. I drove. 4 hours south on I-5, rain needling the windshield, wipers slashing back and forth like accusations. Every mile replayed our life in fragments, the way she used to trace circles on my back when I couldn't sleep, the inside joke about burnt toast, the ultrasound photo still taped inside the kitchen cabinet. I kept thinking, if I get there and it's a mistake, I'll laugh. We'll laugh. But the knot in my gut tightened with every exit sign. The resort appeared at dawn, all glass and pastel stucco, waves crashing beyond the parking lot like applause for my stupidity. I left the truck running, stormed the lobby. The concierge, a kid barely old enough to shave, blanched when I slid Sarah's driver's license photo across the counter. Room 412. Now. He tapped keys, eyes darting. Sir, I can't. I leaned in until I smelled his spearmint gum. Call security. Tell them a husband's about to meet his wife's lover. See how fast they move. He swallowed, handed over a key card. Elevator music mocked me, some steel drum version of Somewhere Beyond the Sea. The hallway smelled of coconut sunscreen and lies. I didn't knock. The door swung open to a dim suite, curtains half drawn, morning light striping the king bed. Sarah sat bolt upright, sheet clutched to her chest, eyes wide. Beside her, a man I recognized from her office Christmas party. Ethan, the work trip colleague, scrambled for his boxers. Mike. Her voice cracked like thin ice. What are you? Save it. My own voice sounded foreign, scraped raw. I tossed the printed credit card statement onto the duvet. It landed between them like evidence in court. Your dad's fine, by the way. Sends his regards. Ethan opened his mouth, closed it. Sarah's face cycled through shock, guilt, calculation. She reached for me. Baby, I can explain. Don't. The word cracked like a whip. I stepped back, bumping into the dresser. A half-empty bottle of Prosecco sweated on the nightstand. 2 flutes, lipstick on one rim. How long? She looked down. 4 months. 4 months. While I packed Lily's lunches, attended parent-teacher nights alone, texted her good night from an empty bed. 4 months of Dad's tests came back bad, and the hospice nurse says it's time. I laughed, a sound like breaking glass. You used your father's imaginary death as a hall pass. Ethan found his voice. Look man, this isn't. Shut up. I didn't look at him. Couldn't. If I did, I'd put him through the balcony door. Sarah's eyes filled. Real tears this time, or another performance. I couldn't tell anymore. I was going to tell you, she whispered. After he passed. I didn't want to hurt you while. Stop. My chest ached like someone had parked a truck on it. You flew here to plan a future with him while I planned your father's funeral. That's not grief, Sarah. That's sociopathy. She flinched. Good. I pulled the divorce papers from my jacket, printed at a 24-hour Kinko's off exit 142, still warm from the machine. I'd signed them in the parking lot, pen digging so hard it tore the paper. I set them on the dresser beside her open suitcase. Inside, the red lace lingerie I'd bought her for our anniversary, tag still on. She'd never worn it for me. Rooms paid through tomorrow, I said. Enjoy the ocean view. I turned to leave. Her sobs stopped me at the door. Mike, please. Lily. Don't you dare. I faced her, vision blurring. You don't get to say her name after you taught her family first, while booking couples massages. I'll pick her up from your mom's tonight. You can explain to our daughter why mommy needed a beach vacation more than grandpa needed her. Ethan finally stood, pants half-zipped. This is between you two. I'm out. Coward, Sarah and I said at the same time. He froze. For a second, the old us, synced, sarcastic, flared like a dying bulb. Then it went dark. I walked out. The door clicked shut behind me, softer than I expected. In the elevator, I watched the numbers descend. 4, 3, 2. My reflection looked like a stranger, eyes bloodshot, jaw clenched so tight it throbbed. Outside, the rain had stopped. Gulls wheeled over the parking lot. I sat in the truck, hands on the wheel, and let the sobs come, ugly, guttural, the kind that scrape your throat raw. I cried for the life I thought we had, for the father-in-law who'd never know how close he came to a eulogy, for the little girl who'd ask why mommy wasn't coming home. When the tears dried, I started the engine. 4 hours north, Lily waited with her grandmother, clutching the stuffed giraffe Sarah had won at the county fair. I'd tell her mommy was helping a friend. Later, when she was older, maybe the truth. For now, I'd be the steady one. The one who showed up. As I merged onto the highway, the resort shrank in the rear view. Pastel walls, champagne flutes, red lace. I didn't look back again. The road ahead was cracked, unfamiliar, but it was mine. And for the first time in months, the silence in the truck didn't feel like a lie.